These are 3 things that most creators get wrong, at least initially, and 3 ways to really help you out and solve those problems. So, let's talk about it. The first thing that I would think about is gain and power, and do I have enough? Because the SM7B is a very quiet microphone and it needs at least typically 55 to 60 decibels of clean gain before it ever hits your recording software or your camera for it to sound full and fresh. Realistically, what that means is you probably need some sort of interface between the microphone and your recording software. One that I typically like is the Elgato Wave XLR, which I'm using here. So the pipeline is microphone via XLR into our interface, and from there it goes USB-C into the recording software. Thankfully, Elgato actually comes with their own software, which we'll talk about in a second, but realistically, with that interface alone, I can push whatever I need to in order to get all of the power to the microphone for it to sound full before it ever gets recorded, instead of having to do it on the back end and push my recordings, which is going to add noise and hiss, which is what we don't want. One thing you can also implement if you're interested in this is what I have here. This is just a mic booster. Essentially, you're getting 25 extra decibels before it even goes to the interface. You don't need this necessarily depending on your interface, but it's something to look into if you need it. These are all the things that I would look at first. The next thing that I think about with the SM7B is proximity, meaning that I want this microphone as close to the source as I can get it. The SM7B has a pickup pattern which is really short compared to other ones, meaning that the closer I personally can get as the speaker to this microphone, the better it's going to sound. If you ever watch a podcast where the person doesn't follow the microphone and drift from side to side or maybe forwards and backwards, you'll notice that loss in quality. Really, that's because this microphone is really great right up close, but the further you get away from it, it starts to lose that sound you're looking for because it's not able to capture it, and it's not meant to. This is meant for a situation where you might have a single speaker like a podcaster or a streamer, or in this case, we're talking talking heads, but for YouTube channels. Another thing to think about and why these are so great for certain situations like these is room tone and noise and reverberation. If you think about this room here, which you see, there is no professional audio setup here. There's nothing on the walls to really help with any of that. Really, the microphone is doing the most here. Sure, the floor is carpeted, which helps with some of that reverberation in the room, but really what's great, and the reason why you don't hear as much as you think you don't, if that makes sense, is because of the microphone, and I'm really close to it. So make sure to stay up close like this. Don't do this. You don't want to speak out here because it's a lot harder to capture it. Versus if I sit up closer to it, it sounds a lot better. So keep that in mind. So the third thing that I have for you is EQ, meaning adjust or personalize your microphone to your voice and your situation. If you've ever heard anyone talk through a microphone and it has been in like podcast streams, YouTube talking heads like this one, they are most definitely adjusted in some way, either in post or before it even gets to you, even if it's live. So one thing you have to do is adjust it with an EQ. Thankfully, the Wave XLR actually comes with a suite of things, and one of them is the ability to put in like your own kind of EQ, which is really cool because even before it goes into your recording software, it can be EQ'd, which helps with things like clarity and bass and adjustment and just hearing a better sound. So really, the Wave XLR is really good about that. So if you want to see that, this is kind of what that looks like. This is just an idea. The other thing, of course, is if you're recording, when you go into Adobe Premiere, you can throw in things like effects like the parametric equalizer, which will help you with adjustments. Again, all of those things that you should be doing before you press publish. So keep that in mind. Make sure to adjust it and EQ what you need to for your voice. Realistically, I just want to say thank you so much for checking this one out. If you're interested, all of the usual social links are down in the description as per usual. If you want to follow me there and come hit me up no matter what. All of the things, I appreciate it very much. Don't forget, if you've stuck around the video this long, before you get auto-played into the next one, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel and I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll get to see you in the next one. But anyway, thank you so much for always checking this one out and for anything else in the future. I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. I will see you guys, as always, as per usual, in the next one.